Hello YouTube, welcome back to Charles Garage, and today we also have the review of Mattel's Mega Construx or Mega lineup, the Hot Wheels Twin Mill. So once again, Mattel also has their own Lego brand called Mega Construx, or technically it used to call be Mega Blocks, but once again they later made a lineup called Mega Construx, where now Mega Blocks is more like the Duplo stuff, so basically for the infant or baby blocks, and then now later Mega Construx would become the more Lego-ish lineup, so for more adults, collectors, or more older kids as well. So once again, being Mattel, they also did a collab between their own brands with Mega and Hot Wheels. By the way, the Mega Construx name later changed up to Mega, and now they recently announced a lineup called, or new brand called Brick Shop. But once again, other than the name, we have no information what's coming out from that as well. So yeah, we'll have to just wait and see. Alright, so last time I reviewed a Mazda 787B made by Kata. So while that is a real car, this one is slightly more different than that. Now, the Twin Mill is a concept car or a fantasy car made by Mattel. But once again, it's become a very iconic car, like a mascot level car to Hot Wheels. So they decided to make a real car version of that. And if you go to like America or go to one of their Hot Wheels events, you might actually see them as well. And then now they have a their own block set version of that as well. So yeah, so here we have the box now. Okay, that's a problem. Okay, let me just, there we go. So once again, I did not get this on the time of release, so I got it a little bit late. So and I had to basically I would have to assume mine came from Japan because they actually have a sticker on the product name. So a lot of Asian countries really want to localize their products they import. But once again, being Mattel, if you want to do that, you're probably gonna have to bring a lot more than you can sell. So the next solution is that they apply a sticker like this. But once again, this is the Twin Mill. So in the box, you would obviously get an instruction manual, but other than that, you do get one leftover piece. So I finished building this, and then the only piece that was left over was this rubber band, because they give you 3, but you only use 2 of them, so left over. All right, so let's see what we got. So once again, it's a pretty big. It's pretty big. I'll be doing a comparison soon with its own Hot Wheels counterpart version as well. So let's see what we got initially. So just to give you guys a quick idea, it has 635 pieces, and age-wise, it's meant for 10 and up. But once again, I think younger kids too can do that, if you ask me. All right, so let's see. So starting from the front, once again, we do have the Hot Wheels, like the iconic Twin Mill look. Now, I never knew this thing actually had headlights, because maybe I wasn't looking at it really close enough. But once again, or the real images. But once again, I'm assuming these are the headlights as well. And then once again, they did a pretty cool job with the Hot Wheels logo here. So there's a Hot Wheels logo here in the reverse version, and making it look like one of those Corvette symbols as well. The Corvette logos, yeah. So yeah, I think they did a pretty good job here. And I think, I could be wrong, but I think I remember the Twin Mill design definitely was inspired by a Corvette or something like that at the time, so who knows. And then looking at the side, you can see the front wheels and the back wheels are actually in different sizes, which I think the actual Hot Wheels car, the mainline stuff, or the diecast model, is also the same. But once again, I think the size difference is definitely a little bit more, there's a more big difference compared to the mainline version I've seen so far. Once again, despite that, these wheels are not, so the tires are actually rubber, so they're rubberized. So, and then they also got the classic red line look here. So I think that was a pretty good touch, if you ask me. And then before we go on to the back section, let's look at the engines here. It's now, as you just saw at the beginning, yeah, these do fall off obviously because they're obviously built. And these are where the rubber bands are used. They try to give out that look where the engine is, real. So they use these rubber bands to wrap around these areas as well. And then if you actually look at the real model, it is the way how it looks like. So yeah, I think they did a pretty good job as well. And once again, once you're touching these, definitely do be careful, because some parts will definitely be affected if you touch them or if you knock them off as well. So we have these, once again, these yellow cables to show that they're electrically connected and stuff. So yeah. And then looking at the back here, once again, we have a nice number plate going on here, and then this kind of turbocharger looking-esque thing going on. Now, I would like to also mention this Mega Construx or Mega, one of the big pluses, if you ask me, pluses is that they do not use stickers. So once again, the stuff you saw here, this Hot Wheels symbol or logo, and then the word twin mill here. They're all printed on, so there are no stickers here. There were no stickers involved. Even this Hot Wheels logo here is not a sticker, it's printed on. So very well done, if you ask me. And then we look at the bottom, obviously, because these are Lego bricks or blocks, or hence it's going to be very difficult to put in car details going on here as well. Now you might see this clear piece, but I'll get into that what this is later. If you ask me, this is a pretty nice small detail they added in. Now not exactly detail, more like a feature. So we'll get into that later. And then once again, I did not expect this to be a functional thing, but they actually made the cockpit open, or driver's seat open. So that is a pretty good bonus, if you ask me. And looking in the inside, now I'm not sure what this halo thing is. Honestly, I'm not really sure what this is. Maybe it's supposed to be like a a locking mechanism for this entire thing in the real car, but who knows. But looking at the inside, I think they did a pretty good job in trying to replicate the details here. So we have the shifter gear, that's what I assume, and then we have obviously the steering wheel, and then we have obviously these would be the gauges and stuff, but just round pieces going on here. And I think they even got the pedals. Oops. I think they even have the pedals like detailed in here as well. So pretty well done, if you ask me. I keep doing that. Yeah, and I would like to mention this should not be really compared with a Lego Technique thing, because this is not about to show like Technique where you move the steering wheel and then the wheels like turn or something like that. No, this is not that. So I would say this would be, if you have to compare like the build level, it will be the same as like the Lego Camaro that came out like a few years ago, the black one. So you're just connecting blocks. It's not more, and then trying to make the shape, not trying to do more gimmicky or technical stuff. So that's that. And then you can close it up, and it does kind of lock into place, so it won't just pop open on its own. And then finally, let's talk about this part. So you guys just saw this clear piece. What this does is you can pull this down, and then it becomes like a stand. But the main reason is to give it that, because once again, Hot Wheels has always been about they have a thing for hot rods, so they wanted to give out that look when in racing games or in Fast and Furious, where when they're using a muscle car, they lift up the front wheel to make it go like really cool effect. So they wanted to replicate that. So that is my assumption on this, and I think they did a pretty good job, because this is something I did not really see in Lego. Based on my experience as well. So yeah, pretty small detail, but still pretty fun. And finally, I have brought out a twin mill mainline as well. This is the Braille version, but once again, I used to own the Real Rider / premium version, but once again, due to unexpected circumstances, I no longer have it. So this is the best thing I have for now. So looking at the shape here, obviously I think they did a really good job on replicating the shape, because this is not an easy shape that you can just make even with Lego or other blocks in general. You definitely need to plan out a few things. Now once again, the main line doesn't really show the headlights, but once again, I think if you look at the card art of the twin mill, the original twin mill, or if you see the real life counterpart of it, I think they do actually have headlights. But once again, it's kind of surprising that they did replicate that as well. And then once again, the two engines here, obviously the main line is simplified, but once again, if you actually look at the real design or concept art, yeah, they are actually real top-loaded engines going on here. So once again, very well done. Now the only difference I would say is that definitely the mainline version definitely has the more flat look compared to this one. Well, it is flat, but once again, not exactly on the same level, but still, it would be pretty flat. And that is pretty much it. So once again, it was a pretty fun experience building this thing. Now, obviously, this would not be I would imagine this is not the best seller amongst the stuff they released on this lineup. But once again, if they're going to go with fantasy cars, yeah, I think they should definitely touch more like the twin mill, more iconic stuff as well. That's been around with us for a long time, and more that people are more used to. But once again, this lineup also does make real cars as well. They have the Aston Martin, they have the Audi R8 Quattro, the Audi Quattro. They even have a Corvette lineup going on here. So which I do have and will be reviewing soon. So I would love to see more cars, more variety on this, preferably more real cars. And once again, I would love if they would just put in a premium version of the car as well, because this is also a weird case. Amongst the stuff I bought so far, this is the only one that did not come with its own car, whether it's a mainline or not. So most of them would come with a mainline version of the product, but this one did not. So I'm kind of curious why is that the case. Anyway, thank you for watching the review. This was the review of the Mega Construx or Mega Hot Wheels Twin Mill. If you guys got any questions or requests, leave a comment below. I still have most of the buy and build and make reviews out, so please stay tuned. And once again, the YouTube Shorts video will be going up as well. So if you want to see in detail, you can do that as well. Until then, see you guys next time.